when you're a fighter, you can't let certain things slide. Sometimes you use it as fuel, but at the same time, when you're hearing it constantly, you have to let it slide off your back. It's hard though. It's a balance, because even though I try to keep it professional and I don't want to bite back, I've got that fight instinct. Sometimes you need to give as good as you get. I'd rather do it face to face. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I've always said. Even though Fury went through what he went through, I hope for his return so we can fight soon. Wilder, we're looking at negotiations to see whether we can get that going. There's a lot of talk across the pond, but it will be good when we come face to face. Those are the words of Anthony Joshua. He's talking about his frustration at the fact that his rivals keep trash talking him, but so far he's been unable to get them in the ring. He'd like to do the trash talking face to face, or better still, do the fighting in the ring face to face. Now, Joshua's critics are going to say, well, you had the opportunity to face Deontay Wilder face to face in the ring after the Joseph Parker fight, but you told him that he wouldn't be allowed to get in the ring. I know after that, Joshua came out and said, well, you know, it's a case of respect. If I choose to invite you in the ring, that can happen, but you're not just going to get in my boxing ring. It's not going to go down like that. That's disrespectful. That was what Joshua said after the fact, you know, in the lead up to his fight against Joseph Parker, when it was unclear whether Deontay Wilder would attend, and obviously he didn't end up attending. So yeah, Joshua's critics, I guess, are going to say, look, you had the opportunity to, you know, square up with him face to face, and you basically chose to turn it down. Now, I can understand Joshua's frustration, because if you look at his track record, he's taken on people like Vladimir Klitschko, Joseph Parker, etc., etc., etc. Good quality opponents. He's definitely faced better opponents than Deontay Wilder has faced so far in Wilder's professional career. And he's definitely faced better opponents than Tyson Fury has so far in his career. So Joshua has got a better resume than Wilder and Fury, but yet he's got both of these guys bad-mouthing him all the time. So I can understand his frustration. And not only that, he has you know, built up this resume, which is better than Wilder's or Fury's resume, in far fewer fights than the pair of them, particularly Wilder. I think Tyson Fury was, what, 24, 25 fights in by the time he fought Klitschko, whereas Joshua fought Klitschko in his 18th or 19th fight. Deontay Wilder took how many fights until he fought Luis Ortiz? So, you know, I can understand Joshua's frustration, and Joshua's not really much of a talker. Yeah, this is a guy who has got this awkward media-trained way of communicating when he's at press conferences and in most interviews, and it comes across as very unnatural and strange. Yeah, the way Anthony Joshua talks. And on top of that, he has marketed himself, and Eddie Hearn's marketed him as this politically correct, media-friendly, polished type British celebrity. And because of that, because he's very mainstream, because he's very pop culture, he has to watch what he says a lot of the time. Whereas Tyson Fury, he's not a pop culture guy. He's an anti-hero. And Deontay Wilder's from the United States, where trash talk is a lot more accepted anyway. So these guys have got free reign to be trash talking Joshua, but Joshua is kind of straining at the leash almost because of the fact he can't really retaliate in maybe the way he would want to. So yeah, there are kind of two issues there. One, he has to be careful of his media image, Joshua, because he's got so many sponsorships and all this kind of stuff, and he's very corporate, so he's worried about his media image. And two, he's just not very gifted when it comes to talking anyway. You know, it is what it is. Joshua's a very smart guy, very, very intelligent, but he doesn't necessarily have the gift of the gab, particularly not when it comes to trash talk and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know what you think of this in the comments, people. Anthony Joshua's frustration at being trash talked by his rivals and not really being able to fire back in any kind of meaningful way. He just wants to get them in the ring, and at the end of the day, that's what boxing's all about, right? It's about two guys meeting in the ring and fighting it out. Whatever problems they have, get in the ring and sort it out, man. Let's see who's the better man at fighting, not talking. If you want to see who's the better man at talking, you go watch a rap battle. But if you want to see who's the better man at fighting, then boxing is your sport, or MMA, whatever the case may be. I mean, I like this trash talk, don't get it twisted, but would I still follow boxing as passionately as I do if it was only trash talk and no fighting? If nobody ever got in the ring and fought? Hell no. Hell no. I want to see them actually fight. So I feel Joshua's frustration. Hopefully the Deontay Wilder fight can get made this year, 2018. I'd definitely like to see it. And then we can put all the trash talk to bed. So, you know, and as far as the whole purse situation for Wilder, where he's talking about he's being lowballed and this, that, and the other. Look, whether you want to say he's being lowballed or not, is it higher than any purse Deontay Wilder has ever got before in his professional boxing career? Yes. Is it higher than any purse Deontay Wilder is going to get fighting anybody else? Yes. Far higher. So whether he's being lowballed or not, those remain facts, right? Sometimes you have to make sacrifices, small sacrifices, in order to reap the benefits later down the line. You know? And so Deontay Wilder should look at it like that. And again, as I said in previous videos, if Deontay Wilder really believes that Anthony Joshua don't want to fight, then call his bluff. Accept the money, because you don't think he's going to fight anyway. So if you accept the money, whatever it is, $12 million, accept it, and then see if Joshua pulls out. See if he cancels, because if he does, then you can go ham on him. Then you can really say, look, I accepted his offer and he still turned it down. You know? So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. It's happening, I'm out.